Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another episode of the King's Court. I'm George Brown. It's my co-host, Mandus Buckle. Mandus, how you feeling, man?
I'm good. We're in Pittsburgh, and you're always feeling good when you're in Pittsburgh because all the who's who, the bosses of bodybuilding are here. The energy's good. The camaraderie is great. You're always learning something. There's always some breaking news when you're in this town.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
man. We're going to kick the show off, though, and we're going to talk about the Lenda Murray Classic.
8-time Miss Olympia.
Yes.
Those of you guys who don't know, study a little more of the history. She is the greatest female bodybuilder of all time.
Absolutely.
And one of the nicest, kindest people you'll ever meet. It's amazing. If you guys have never done her show, you got to go out there, support her. And it's a great show. We're in Atlantic Coast Zone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean...
So you was there, man. What'd you see?
I saw a really deep lineup.
Okay.
I saw a bunch of guys who got a long way to go.
As far as...
Presentation, polish. George, there was not one guy on that stage who could pose. Not one of you guys could pose. Sorry to tell you. Look at the video. As a matter of fact, let's play a little bit of this video right now. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Watch some of this as you guys see what's going on. Some people can't hit a front pose. Some of these guys can't hit a back pose. Some of these guys, when they get moved, they can hit a pose the first time, but they can't hit it a second time when they get moved. It was almost embarrassing. There was a lot of good physiques out there. It was deep, deep, deep.
Well, that goes into what we always say. You know, presentation is everything. You know, I don't want to say anybody, but, you know, for the most part, if you're a professional, you can get in shape. You can diet, you can get in shape, you can look great. But if you can't present, then it's going to cost you. And, you know, if you do have an exceptional physique and you can't present it, then you may not get the placing, you know, that you want.
George, how can guys not pose when you only have two poses? You have a front pose and a back pose.
I mean,
how can you not pose?
You know, it's a little bit more as far as transitions and things like that. But as far as the standard pose, maybe guys are still looking on the internet, you know, instead of hiring posing coaches. There are posing coaches out there, you know, who will get the job done. And also, we can't just blame the posing coach. Guys don't pose. They don't put the work in, you know.
You know, this is one of the other areas where the division now has a lot of respect. The day of not respecting the men's physique division is over.
Absolutely.
However, this is one of the areas where some of you guys give your division a bad name again, because when you look at classic physique, when you look at 212 bodybuilding, when you look at open bodybuilding, the amount of time and energy they put into their presentation is probably the amount of time that you guys are training. Yeah. And then they have to train that much longer than you. So when you just look at the amount of time and effort and energy that's put into being a great classic physique pro, or a great 212 pro, or a great open pro, it's far more dedication and time than being a great men's physique pro for these reasons. Yeah. There's just so much more that goes in that presentation. So if that's the case, guys, at least do your due diligence and do your job, because you are a professional athlete. Do your job and become a good poser. You've got two poses.
Yeah.
Got two poses.
So, outcome of the show.
It was deep. I thought there was a lot of high quality physiques there. There's a lot of guys that you can see are up and coming. Yeah. Greg Brandt, congratulations, man. That guy is in first call out show after show after show. He's a veteran. He's a little bit old. Greg is, I believe, in his 40s.
He's showing up. He keeps
showing up. He always looks good.
Yeah.
He always looks good. Morris was up there again. He's been in first call-outs an awful lot lately. Yeah. Small waist, big arms, big shoulders. Sometimes he's flat, sometimes he's full.
Yeah,
He's
still figuring
figuring it out.
Yeah.
But he's an up and comer. You had a new guy win.
CJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed him in Miami, man, and he was he can pose a little bit. He's new.
Yeah.
But as far as like when you see him up there, once he gets his confidence rolling, then I think that's what separated him.
Are you having him on the show today? Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
He looked good. He definitely good. You had Ant Wood, who came out looking good. Very interesting to me. I thought Ant Wood was going to do better. Obviously, for as good of an eye I think I have, it's obviously still got more to develop because Gary Udit did not have him anywhere near the middle. And we couldn't figure out why. And about 3 minutes into posing, Ant Wood was dripping. He looked like a bloody mess.
Yeah, you gotta pose.
So hats off once again, guys. There's a reason some of these judges are judges.
Yes.
I see a lot of shows, and I couldn't have. I would have had Ant Wood in the middle two right away, and 2 minutes later he was a bloody mess and out to the side.
Well,
so Gary Udit knew something.
Yeah,
he saw
sometimes
something.
they test your conditioning. Trust me, I learned my lesson with Gary.
Yeah.
Gary's gonna work you, and if you haven't been, he's gonna test every aspect because you should be in posing conditioning. You should, you know. So if that's something that you are lacking, that's an easy fix. All you gotta do is go pose.
But it was a great show. It's kind of a little hidden show. There's a lot of guys this year. So hats off to you guys, though. A lot of guys brought great conditioning. Let's see where it goes from there. Okay. Again, these guys have to put the polish on. That's what I saw this weekend in Virginia.
All right, cool. We'll be right back from this commercial break with the King's Court. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from commercial break. And we have our special guest, CJ High on Life. That's what he goes by on the internet. Is it Presendieu?
Yeah, Presendieu.
CJ Presendieu. Carl Presendieu. Sorry. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good, man. Just another day. Blessed to be here with you guys.
All right, cool. So let's talk a little bit about your contest history. You got your pro card in Miami.
Right. So I got my pro card November 2017 for Miami Nationals. I participated in G class. Actually came in.
When's your first pro show?
My first pro show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually the 2019.
Okay, so you plan to take that time, or did it just fall like?
Yeah, I need. Well, it was two things. One, I wanted to grow, because stepping on stage, the game has changed completely.
Yeah.
Stepping on stage 186 like I did for my to get my pro card, it wasn't gonna work for my body. So we had to put in the game plan.
What's your weight at now?
Right. Well, I stepped on stage 210 my last year.
All right, so you put on some weight.
Yeah, I put on some weight. I mean, it took a good year and a half.
But it's beneficial. It's a plan.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so you won
Virginia.
You won the Virginia show.
Lenda Murray, 8-time Miss Olympia, Lenda Murray.
But before that, I seen you in Miami.
Right.
And like I said, I was watching the show, and I really didn't notice. I didn't notice you on stage. But at night, they started moving people around. I don't know if they rejudged it or what, and they moved you from the outside, and you just kept moving closer, and you moved into that second spot. And I looked up like, man, who is this dude? You look good, man. Who's your coach?
Appreciate you. I've been working with Omar Ventura. He helped me get my my pro card. So I've done 3 shows with him. And he's it's less thinking for me. Everything is kind of planned out, and he's just professional. He keeps me on point. So I've been rocking with him for the past since 2017. So
you did the Lenda Murray last weekend.
mm-hmm.
Came out on top in a very deep show.
Right.
Guy 10, 11, 12 could have easily been first call outs at any one of 10 or 12 shows that we've seen this year. A lot of talent. What was extremely noticeable, though, was the physiques were there. The polish and the stage presence just wasn't. It was almost embarrassing to watch that show when it came to posing. I've never seen so many guys who obviously are not putting in the time and effort into posing. It was almost a situation of who outlasted who else, because there was quite a few of you who were very, very similar in physique.
Right.
You seem to, at the end, be the most comfortable. Do you think that's really what took you to the win? Were you feeling more and more comfort as you were moved around more and more?
I was. As you know, as you get closer, to the center, your confidence, starts to build. And one of my strengths is the back pose. So every single time, they tell us to turn around, and it's like, hey, it's my time to shine. It's my time to, And when it comes to posing, Omar, he's very meticulous about it, and he also works with Raymond, who's probably one of the top posers in men's physique. So that they have a very high standard, I would say, when it comes to it. And I did as the show went on, I was able to relax. Okay, prejudging's out the way, the mind's clear. You're gonna get some food after this, so we're gonna rock with what we got.
So now that you won that show, only one show left. Tampa Pro. You're going to do Tampa to try and qualify for the Olympia this year?
I definitely am. Requested the registration yesterday, signed it out, and so we got 13 days until we step on stage, and I'm excited, man. It's rookie season, and for me, this is a big accomplishment. So I'm trying to dig deep and pull through to get that qualification.
All right, so for younger guys, everybody wants instant gratification, nowadays.
Right.
You got your pro card, you said 17. You didn't step on stage until 19. And because of that, you kind of are hitting it, on all cylinders. Tell people about that. Everybody, like I said, everybody wants it fast, but, if you were to get some advice about taking some time and, working on some areas so you can make a splash when you go in, elaborate on that.
Yeah, what was your weight at Nationals when you turned pro compared to now in Virginia?
So when I turned pro, over the years, it's crazy. Because when I actually did my first show, Max Muscle VA, they told me I was too big. I won the show, but they told me, like, hey, don't get any bigger. And, I was around 180. When I won my pro card, I stepped on stage 186. And so in a year's time frame, I went from being the biggest guy at the regional level to the smallest guy at the national level. And this show, I came on stage to about 210. And
How tall are you?
Say again?
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1". 6'1". So it's that you see some of the guys and they're massive, so like I kind of fell right in the middle, I think, of the physique category. But I would say, like, it's a happy medium. You want to, like, for me, I want to be competitive. I don't want to step on stage and just compete. I want to be first call outs, like fighting for. So and then there's the portion of you can wait too long and get passed by, because just like you said, the guys from the last call outs and the first call outs, to me, they all look the same. everybody looks great. You know, it's it's the small little things that, you know, kind of sets us apart. So,
well, we look forward to seeing you in Tampa in a few weeks. We wish you the best of luck. Thanks for being on the show.
thank you guys for having me. Thank you for having me.
All right, man, get it down in Tampa, man.
Oh yeah. We grinding. The hoodie's on right now. We about to get it in.
Straight down, man. Put that straight down. Hey, man, congrats on your win, man, and we'll see you in Tampa.
All right, for sure, y'all. Y'all take it easy.
Once again, we are back. CJ, man, he's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he was. He's a guy to look out for.
Yeah, he touched on a lot of stuff that we was talking about. You know,
Absolutely.
as far as his posing and, you know, stuff like that. But all right, as we continue to move on, Vancouver.
I think this is going to be one of those shows that every year it's going to get bigger and bigger. So it's got every division.
Mm-hmm.
It's out on the West Coast, up in Canada, obviously, Vancouver. But what a great venue. What a beautiful city.
Mm-hmm.
I think guys should go out there, compete, because the other thing is it's a tier 3 show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 12 points for a win, 6-5 for 3. You get a lot more than you do at a tier 4 show.
Yeah.
And then spend 2 or 3 days vacationing out there.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know, it's beautiful. Bawan.
Well, I seen Bawan. I seen him in Vegas, and he was on fire. You know, he got a great look, and he came in sharp, and, you know, I think he was a clear winner.
He looks good. I think he's going to be a real serious contender next year at some of the big shows. Pittsburgh, New York, Tampa, Chicago, Vancouver, Toronto.
Yeah, he's a zero gravity guy, right?
Yeah. Right. Congratulations, Zero Gravity. Congratulations, Bawan. He's got a great look too.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I think his sponsor's gonna. I don't know if he's got a sponsor yet. If so, they're gonna have to start ponying up some money real soon.
He's total package. Definitely.
Total package,
Yeah.
and if not, somebody's gonna pick him up real soon. Yeah, Joe Manji out there finished third, I believe.
Yeah. Jumanji looked good too, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's had a rough ride this year.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, he's been showing up. Like I just seen him, was talking to him. He's been showing up, and you know, sometimes it's just like that. You know, sometimes, you know, I think I thought he could have placed a little bit better at a couple shows, but at the end of the day, you get your placing, and that's
Right.
all you can do. All you can do is show up. And I thought he looked good. He was definitely full. His conditioning was there. They gave him third.
It's another Zero Gravity guy.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, you know, things are on the up and up. They are out west, but both heavy hitters. Again, I think that's a show that from here on out, you're going to see a lot of guys going out there. The checks are big. The landscape is beautiful. The points are high. Oof. I look forward to going on.
Untapped territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a huge show.
Huge. Every division.
3, that's like a Chicago Pro, ain't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
now, I'll let you lead this one off.
yeah, it is a little more of a serious topic, but something that has to be talked about. Obviously, this is our sport, the sport of bodybuilding. We've all heard of the situation recently with Shawn Rhoden. We heard AMI come out and say he's no longer eligible for the Olympia. This is a very tough times for all of us in the sport. I was really glad to see the IFBB release their statement. I think first and foremost, we all have to go back to the very beginning. Okay, this sport was predicated on a love of the iron. It was people who loved to train and work out. Then it was the artistic side, how to sculpt your physique to look like a statue. So it was those of us who loved the iron, and then those who had the creative mind to sculpt and evolve the physique to what it is today. The Weeders were the ones who started this. Mr. Jim Mannion was introduced. He competed in the 70s, took over in the 80s, and a lot of people don't know Jim. Those of us who do, we're lucky to know him. If you guys knew where the sport started to what it is today, it used to be 1-2 divisions, and it was people competing in high school gymnasiums. Mm-hmm. We're now a global corporation where there are tens of thousands of athletes who have a platform to showcase themselves. It has created an entire market and industry.
Yes.
It has created jobs,
Yes.
Tens of thousands of jobs. It has allowed lots of businesses to flourish. That doesn't happen by somebody making knee-jerk reactions.
True.
That doesn't happen by somebody deciding to just let people go and not care about somebody else. Jim Mannion cares about athletes. He loves the sport of bodybuilding. This is his life's work. So those of us who know him, when AMI came out and made their statement first, he always likes to do his due diligence. He wants to take time. He wants to hear more. So when they came out and said, hey, they're not siding with or against, they want to hear more information, those of us who know this is a tough situation, we're grateful for that. Because it would be tough if that situation goes one way or the other. If somebody's innocent, how can you tell them they can't go to work?
Yeah,
and at the same time, if something did happen, well, then
it's warranted.
We also respect the fact that AMI is a corporation. They are a company. They're not a non-for-profit, so they have every right to make any decision they choose. So we respect that. But it's a very, very tough situation. So thank you, Jim, for coming out and saying and doing what you did. It lets us all know that athletes matter. He does care about us as an industry, and let's find out more information before we put any judgment on anybody. So
I would just, just the situation, I would try to think of, how to prevent it. It's something that has already happened, obviously. And then when you look at the situation, that's what you start to do. You start to see, try to think, well, how can I prevent this from happening as an athlete?
Right.
Because honestly, it can happen to any of us, you know. It's something tough to talk about, because there is no way that you can prevent it besides, I don't know. I don't really know if somebody's out to get you or whatever, I don't see how you can prevent it. Maybe not try to,
put yourself in certain positions.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, you can just try to play it safe, and if you feel like somebody's maybe trying to take advantage of you, number one, you got to look at the situation you are. If you have something to gain, then you got to look at people like they're after what you have, and so you got to protect that, number one. So it's making wise decisions, and that's in every aspect, not just with females, but it's a tough situation to say the least.
Yeah. So we hope things work out for all parties involved. Again, we don't have an opinion one way or the other. We were not there. We're never gonna put our opinion out there because our opinion is completely irrelevant. It's tough for all of us in the sport. I just hope that all the rest of you guys out there just continue to hold your head high and do the right thing. Right? Absolutely.
Yeah, that one, be careful.
Be careful and do the right thing. We put too much time and effort and energy and work into getting on that Olympia stage and having a career. You don't want it at all be gone.
Actually becoming Mr. Olympia.
Yeah,
it's a tough situation.
Yeah. So let's move on to a more exciting note here.
Speaking of the Olympia.
Wow, George.
Soft points.
The point qualification system. 1 show left. 2 shows left. Okay, you got Portugal this coming weekend.
Yeah.
We've seen the list. That's not going to really have much of an effect at all.
No.
So we're talking about one of the best shows in the industry today. Tim Gardner Productions puts on the Tampa Pro, the last show to qualify. First of all, couldn't be more fitting. Tim Gardner Productions is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Okay, he rolls out the red. I said we. Thank you, Tim, for allowing Max and Muscle Report to be such a big part of your production. But Tim Gardner rolls out the red carpet. All of the top judges are going to be there. You'll have Sandy Williamson. You'll have Tyler Mannion. You'll have Gary Udit. You'll have Steve Weinberger. You'll have Bill Sibylla.
Yeah.
You're going to have the Olympia panel there judging, because that show dictates who's going to the O. So let's talk about who's going to the O.
Well, the point system right now is turning out pretty cool.
Woo!
We used to ask about it, but like looking at it, it's like this show is going to matter for a lot of people. Just go ahead and go down it.
So as of right now, Antwood and Lyndon Bond are tied for the 20th spot. I believe Lyndon has a leg up due to points at a higher tier show. So Lyndon is actually the 20th guy. He's at 13. You've got 2 guys with 15, 3 guys with 16 points, okay?
And that's out of the 20 that are in.
Those are the bottom 6.
Just to clarify.
Right, those are the bottom 6.
Okay.
Tampa is a tier 2 show. So you've got 16 points for the win, 8 for second, 7 for third, 6 for fourth, and 5 for fifth. Now, you guys, you ready? We're going to put this on the screen, too, so you guys get this. There are 2 guys currently with 8 points. There are 3 guys currently with 9 points. There are 4 guys currently with 10 points. There are 4 guys currently with 11 points. And there are 3 guys currently with 12 points.
That's 16, a possible 16 guys.
16 guys have an opportunity. Well, 17 when you count Ant Wood.
Yeah, because you're tied. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've got 17 guys who have the ability to now qualify, depending on their placing at the Tampa Pro. That's as exciting as it gets. This is the last day of there's no other sport that you've got 17. Major League Baseball is probably the closest thing when you come down to the last few days, and there's never been a situation when there's anything close to this. This is as exciting as it gets.
Yeah, and it's like I've talked to a couple guys, and they're rolling the dice, so they're paying attention. And it's like, you think about it, like if you want to do the Olympia, it's like, okay, I can go do Tampa and try to solidify my spot because of the variables.
Right.
But that might be a show that I burn, and I have to do Olympia. Let's say you do it and you didn't have to, but that's a show you just did, you just prepped, and then now you go into Olympia tired. So it's like a lot of guys are gonna be on pins and needles.
George, would you rather go into the Olympia tired or not go into the Olympia?
I'm going to Olympia tired.
I'm going to the Olympia tired all day.
But I rolled the dice last year. I felt like, I looked at the situation. Well, I can't say that. I kind of figured it out mathematically. But I can't knock a guy for that. But me, I just want to make sure I'm in.
I'm not rolling the dice.
Yeah, I'm not. But I know some guys who are.
Yeah. So
and the guys, some of the guys I'm talking about, they have been doing shows.
Right.
But I want to make it. I don't want to work all year long and roll the dice and then don't make it.
Right. It's just too close. There's too many possibilities to where guys can easily get jumped and bumped where they think they're safe. Let's go back to the beginning of the year. I went on record to say I believe 20 points is going to be the mark.
Yeah.
By what we're looking at, it looks like the very bottom are going to be 16, 17, 18 points. So I was right about on my mark with saying it's going to take 20 points to qualify for the Olympia this year. What do we think it's going to be next year?
I don't know. It's getting better and better. I like the fact that it's 20 points. That means the competition is getting better. You know, if you and that makes it so if you make Olympia, then you are supposed to be there.
Right.
You know, so
correct.
I like it. I like the competition. I like the direction that everything's evolving into, and I'm excited. Once again, this year we're on a big stage, and if you make it to that stage, you earned it. It's just not like back in the day. You know, we're already full circle. You know, so if you made the Olympia this year, you should be proud of yourself. You should pat yourself on the back, regardless of where you place, because you earned a top spot in the division in the world.
You're only one of 25, and there's more than 1,000 guys out there in the men's physique division. So you are the best of the best. On that note, we will be giving you full coverage of the Tampa Pro wall to wall. We'll be giving you pre-show, in-show, post-show, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Stay tuned. You're going to have it all here on Maximum Muscle Report. You know where to go, fellas.
For the King's Court, Mandus Buckle, myself, long live the King.
Long live the King.